Welcome to the DT Podcast, where we talk about how to win people to Donald Trump in the next few weeks before the election. My name is Andy Pate, and I work for a thing called the Party of Choice. We help conservatives with their messaging. We help them to break through quickly. That's the big word, quickly, with those around them. You'll find over these next few podcasts that I'm not going to give you ways to break through by building relationships over months and years. You don't have time for that. I'm going to show you how to break through with those people who you don't think will listen. Now, by the way, in some cases they won't. In some cases you're talking about trolls online. You're talking about just the hate mongers that you meet face to face. There are extreme cases where you can't break through. But in all the rest of cases, you can break through. And you can break through much more quickly than you thought. Today's topic is, why won't they listen? I want to focus on those, not trolls, because those people are gone. I'm going to focus on the skeptics, conservative skeptics. Let me ask you something. Why won't they listen? Have you noticed that every time that you try to, you go online, you go on Facebook and so forth, you run into these people and you hear these words. I will never vote for Trump. I will never turn around. I will never accept the lesser of two evils. You can't reach me. How many times have you ever heard that? It's frustrating, isn't it? We're going to change that, folks. There are ways that you can break that down and break it down quickly. But first you have to understand, why do they feel that way? Why won't they listen? Now, let me tell you something. I know some people out there are thinking, Andy, that's going to take forever. I don't have time for this. I'm trying to get into a debate here. I'm trying to win people over. My gosh, Andy, the bullets are flying. I got to get into the battle. Wrong. If you tear in, you're going to go slower, not faster. You have to see what's standing between you so you can remove it. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels, wasting precious time in these last few weeks of the election. So let me show you what's getting in the way. I want you to remember two very important words. Are you ready? Commitment and consequences. Commitment and consequences. Here's what I mean. They have made a commitment. Publicly, socially, they have told people, I am not voting for Donald Trump. And now people are expecting them to hold to that commitment. And because of that, they see grave consequences if anybody changes their mind. If anyone wins them over, they'll look bad because they took such a strong stand to begin with. These are the consequences. Now, we can break these consequences down into three things. The first consequence is people might think they were bad. I mean, if you've seen the light and now you're a good guy, that must mean you were a bad guy before, right? Well, no one wants to feel they spent a portion of their life being the bad guy. So they'll dig in and resist changing their minds so that never happens. The second consequence is people might think you were dumb. I mean, you spent all this time hurting the Trump campaign only to switch now? Because a Trump supporter changed your mind? You must not have a mind. Folks, people are terrified of how dumb they'll look if their commitment is proven false. And number three, they'll think people think they are weak. And this especially their friends who are never Trumpers, who expect them to hold the line. By the way, guys, this is a really, really important one. Their friends expect them to hold the line. When they hear that somebody has broken the line, when they hear someone has broken ranks, oh my gosh, there's hell to pay. They make it terrible for them. So understand, they've made a commitment, and they are worried about consequences. Folks, their commitment and those consequences are the wall between you and them. That's what you keep running into every time you try to convince these people and you reel off all these wonderful talking points and you win argument after argument after argument and they don't come over. That's why. They're worried about the consequences if they break their commitment. The first thing you need to do is remove the wall. Remove the wall. So how do you do that? It's very simple. Remove the consequences. Show them they're not bad, dumb, or weak. Folks, it's like magic. I'm serious. It's like you have the key to unlock the door of their hearts and their minds. For starters, show them they're not bad. How? Simple. 3 simple words. Praise their principles. Praise their principles. Now, use your own words. Here are mine. I'll tell people things like this. Look, we disagree on Trump, but I love your reasons for your views. You love principle. I respect that. I just disagree with how you're applying your principles. Now, if they ever change their minds about Trump, they won't be admitting that they were ever bad to oppose him. See how I accomplished that? I've taken away that consequence if they ever come around. They were good guys before, and they're good guys now. Next, let's show them they're not dumb. How? 3 words again, folks. Praise their intellect. Once again, use your own words. Here are mine. Obviously, you know your stuff. I just want you to hear more stuff, and I'll listen to you too. We're smart guys. Let's talk it out. Once again, think about it. What have I just done? If they ever change their minds about Trump, they won't be admitting they were ever dumb to oppose him. They were smart before, and they're smart now. I've taken that consequence and swept it away. Finally, let's show them they're not weak. How? Praise their courage. Use your words. Here are mine. Hey, at least you have the guts to hear me out. Most people just throw insults and run. There are cowards on both sides. I'm glad you're not one of them. Now this, folks, has huge benefits for when they go and talk with their Never Trump fans. Remember, when they go Never Trump friends. Remember, when they go talk to their Never Trump friends and they say, hey, I've changed my mind, or hey, I'm weakening in my resolve, they're going to get torn into. And they're going to hear, how could you do that? How could you not hold the line? How could you be such a traitor? How could you? And so forth, right? But you just planted a seed in their mind to where they're thinking, wait a minute, how could you not listen? What are you afraid of? All I did was listen, and I heard some good things, and that means I'm courageous, not weak. You have removed yet another huge consequence for them listening to you. All right, let's review. First of all, Never Trumpers, why won't they listen? It's easy. Commitment and consequence. They've made a big commitment, probably socially, publicly, and therefore there are huge consequences if they ever change their mind. Next, how do we remove those consequences? Real simple. 3 things. First, praise their principles. That way you take away the consequence of them feeling bad. Second, praise their intellect. So you take away the consequence of them feeling dumb. And finally, praise their courage. So you'll take away the consequence of them looking weak. Folks, here's the best part. It only takes minutes to do this. And however open they were before, they'll be more open. However closed they were before, they'll be less closed. In just a few minutes' time, you've made all your arguments, all the talking points we'll discuss in the upcoming episodes, far more effective. That's how you win voters. That's how you win elections. Thanks for joining us today. If you like what you heard, please like us on Facebook pages at the DT Task Force and the Party of Choice. But more importantly, if you want to make a big difference, don't just practice this yourself. Spread the word fast. Share this podcast with fellow Trump supporters so they can begin breaking through on blogs and Facebook pages all across the country. Together with Donald Trump, we will make America great again. Thanks. See you next time.